our group with the amount of legislation on this week and the amalgamation of 3 pieces of legislation into one, and amendments all being subsumed and dimmed. So that's not a way to do business. No proper scrutiny of those pieces of legislation. I also want to support the National Advocacy workers who were met outside the gate earlier. They're in their large numbers in a very inclement day. It's a shocking situation that they haven't got a wage increase in nearly a decade and a half. And it's not acceptable. And of course there has been Labour Court interventions, and we see that namely now with Aer Lingus, and rightly so. These people have got no increase in comparison to 17.5% offered by to Aer Lingus workers. So it's just not acceptable that we allow these kind of things happen in many areas of our country at the moment, many aspects of working life. So if they don't shout, they don't have power to cause strikes, they don't have any power at all. So I think we need a debate on the National Advocacy Service. So I'm objecting to the business on that behalf.
Thank you, Deputy MacDonald, for bringing the case of Tory to my attention. I believe your colleague, Deputy Curran, has raised the matter with the Minister for Foreign Affairs. I'm not directly appraised of the situation, but I'm very happy to be directly appraised of it now, and indeed to work with you to intervene and see how we can support an Irish citizen in what sounds to be, based on what you tell me, the most appalling of circumstances. So let me, if you'd like to engage with me on it, I'm happy to engage with you directly on it. Thank you for bringing it to my attention. To Deputy Batchik, Deputy Pringle, Deputy McGrath, and maybe others as well. Look, we're happy to give that bill all the time it requires tomorrow night. We can provide more time in relation to it. Deputy Howland doesn't seem to. You don't want committee. The plan is to take committee and report. Okay, it is the government's intention to take committee in remaining stages. The government is willing to provide much more time to debate the issue, and indeed. Okay, I'm just making I've no doubt there'll be an vote in a minute. So let me just at least put forward our view. We are happy to provide more time tomorrow. We're happy to provide longer time. We're happy to provide as much time as it takes tomorrow night. I take the point that we do wish to have the committee and remaining stages together, and on that we may have a difference of view. In relation to the National Advocacy Service, Mr. Humphreys has been keeping me appraised of this. We do understand, I want to say this very clearly, we recognise the value, the very important work they do for people with disabilities. And I understand following intervention, following consultation perhaps with Minister Humphreys' department, the board of NAS and the Citizens Information Board did agree to implement the Labour Court recommendation. That is an important point, Deputy Barry, in order to address the pay divergences and ensure that staff in NAS are paid the same as comparable grades in the CIB umbrella companies. There is an item remaining, and I believe it's the only item remaining, in relation to the detail of which grades should be used as benchmarks. I really would urge everybody, and I say this in a spirit to be constructive, to get back around the table. Let's reach that agreement. Let's get this sorted. Let's get these people the pay rise that they're entitled to, and let's get the services back up and running. Minister Humphreys and her department have engaged in this. The Labour Court recommendation will be adhered to, but we do need that benchmarking piece clarified, and I hope people can engage on that quite quickly.
So